listening to Heaving Bosoms, the podcast where two best friends recap romance novels while idolizing Arthur and loving a hot chocolate courting ritual.
Gonna love what we love, do it out loud. Stack our shelves with the clinches out. Shout it from the rooftop, can you hear the sound? Yeah. Live your best life, love it out loud. Love it out loud.
Hey HBs, it's time for part 2. Before we get to that, though, we gotta talk about what's going on our Patreon and Apple Podcast subscription, Bonus Bosoms. This week, we're talking about the rest of the Ruinous Love trilogy by Brynn Weaver. We've got more hot killers finding each other, sharing some eyeball hijinks, and enjoying some spicy times. Woo! You can get that bonus content for as little as $5 per month. And there are some wonderful people who have joined us on Patreon recently. So hello, you gorgeous bookworms. Amanda S., Rebecca S., Melissa, Joanna, Yami S., and Joanna T. When we left you yesterday, our bloodthirsty baddies had just had sex for the first time while Nolan was super high on magic mushrooms that Harper had slipped him. She told him to fuck her like he hates her, and boy, did he deliver. Now, he's crossed the emotional Rubicon and is ready to worship at her feet. Meanwhile, she coyote-uglied her way out of there as fast as possible and doesn't quite know what to do with herself. She's in a very precarious situation. That's where we're jumping in. And so he plans to meet her, but she's gone. She's basically left him like a Dear John letter, like, here's how you make coffee, get the fuck out of my house when you wake up. And he's like texting her the next day. He's trying to get in touch, and it's radio silence on her end. Mm-hmm. And so he goes to like dig up corpses that night at their normal time. He brings hot chocolate again, which is very cute. And she doesn't show. And he thinks it's because she's freaking out about the sex. And like, that's not true, you know? But it's mostly because the night before, or I'm sorry, that day, Arthur took a fall. And
she was in the hospital.
Yeah, she had to take him to the hospital. So she's in the hospital. There's a ruckus. There's a big, giant, drunk man who's pushing down nurses that are finally pregnant via IVF and, you know, just being a terrible person. And he ends up getting arrested and taken away by the sheriff. And she's like, ooh, gotta go into protection mode, especially in this dire time. And so when Nolan shows up at her house to check on her, she is mid-torture in the backyard. She hasn't yet killed him, but, like, she's definitely on her way. She's using, like, lawn aerators on him and stuff, and nobody hates it.
Yeah, I didn't do a Google of a lawn aerator. Hey, Melody, yes. Gardener extraordinaire, can you give me a quick rundown? Because I thought it would be more entertaining to hear from you how this
so there
murder
are different
was
kinds.
Happening.
Yeah, there are different kinds of lawn aerators, but essentially the tool in general is used to put like holes in the ground, albeit
it's a hole
small.
Maker.
Yeah, but it's not a hole maker. It's like they're like giant needles. So it's not like a hole you can plant into. It just like puts holes in the ground and you put it all over so that air can penetrate the soil, and it basically helps the microbiome. It helps with making sure that the soil doesn't get too compacted. It helps with like a bunch of stuff, right? It helps with the health of the grass too, because grass roots, the type of Kentucky bluegrass that we normally use on lawns, has a really, really shallow root bed. And so lawn aerating helps a lot. It also helps like fertilizers penetrate deeper.
That's so interesting. I've always wondered because it's very common. I know exactly what an aerated lawn looks like. It's super common in Southern California. And I imagine it has to do with the fact that it's a desert. And so
moisture needs to get in there
compacted. Too. Yeah. And so it was just a very interesting experience learning a little bit more
Well, it gets
about
more.
Aerators.
It gets more interesting, Sabrina, because one of my favorite types of lawn aerators are the ones that you attach to the bottom of your feet. So you just make spike shoes and you walk all over the lawn.
I'm honestly shocked that Harper was not using spike shoes to just tromp up and down his back.
Right?
I feel like
but there are also like manual ones. I think there's mechanized ones as well, but I don't know a ton about those. Anyway, so she's torturing him real good, and he gets there to like check on her, and she's trying to get rid of him. Meanwhile, he figures out that something is happening over there. And they both bolt back to the backyard, and he's fighting with her, being like, dude, this is like, they could have a drone in the sky right the fuck now and just film you torturing this man. And she's like, get over yourself.
Well, especially because he's well aware just how easy it is with a drone. It is to see her property, because guess what? He flew one of the drones over her property. Like, girl, you are not as hidden over here as you seem to think you are.
Sure, but she did make sure that they were distracted beforehand by planting some autumn bower paraphernalia at like an abandoned house somewhere, and then tipping off the documentary crew via the Sleuth Seekers Discord. It's like a whole thing that we watch happen.
At the distillery that Lucas has taken care of? Oh, okay.
Nope. No, it's a different abandoned property. So she knows that they're over there because the Autumn Bower thing is like, he's also ravenous for that mystery because he thinks that it's connected to La Plume as well. He just doesn't know how or why or.
Which, like, he's not wrong, but he's not right.
Yeah. So anyway, so they are like arguing. But like lovingly arguing, because he's like, yeah, what happened? And she tells him about having to take Arthur to the hospital. And his immediate question is, why didn't you call me? And she's like, why would I call the guy who's trying to kill me to like help with a dude you have no connection to whatsoever? What are you talking about? But he's already transitioned to like, I will die for you.
Mm-hmm. Not only will I die for you, I'll kill for you.
Yeah.
Which is
I'll burn the world
important
down. Yeah. Touch her and die.
In this specific kind of situation, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, Nolan, why would she call you? Like, you shouldn't be, she doesn't want you interacting with Arthur because you know too much and Arthur knows too fucking much. Like, in what world is she gonna be like, oh, yeah, while my fucking Alzheimer dementia murder mentor is not only having Alzheimer's and dementia, he's also now on drugs from his fall? In what fucking world is she gonna be like, yeah, you know who I should call right now? The man who wants to kill me.
You know who I want to be most vulnerable in front of right now? It's that guy.
That guy!
Yeah. But of course, he, on the other hand, is like, of course you would call me. I am your knight. You know, like, I am your Lancelot now. I'll fuck you real good and protect you. And like, you are my purpose
reason for being.
Now. Yeah.
You are the face worm light of my life.
Yes, exactly. So while they're fighting with each other, they don't realize that the guy currently staked to the lawn and being tortured has managed to get like a little bit up, and he's currently approaching them with an axe. So he ends up trying to block this guy from hitting her, I think, like killing her. And he ends up with like a forearm cut or something like that. And basically the guy starts coming after him until Harper comes up behind him and just like sticks a hatchet right into his neck and like his shoulder neck area.
The meaty bit.
Yeah. He dies spectacularly in front of them, and it's lovely, and everybody is super happy about it. And then I'm pretty sure they have to work together to feed him to Cookie Monster, you know? But anyway.
Yeah, there's also this very interesting thing going on this entire time where he's like, I'm involved in a lot of murder other than the murder that I have done for purposes. And I don't know, like he's starting to understand more why she murders too, because it's a protection thing, right? Like it's I'm protecting my town, you know? To be clear, I don't think that flaying this man alive while Murder Bird strips off his back is necessarily the number one most stable reaction to what happened, you know?
Yeah. No, absolutely.
I feel like a different person would maybe make different choices, but I also can't fault her in this fictional world for doing what she's done, you know?
Sure. I mean, that's one of the other things that doesn't get explicitly explained is like how she went from continuing to be Vanfluencer and all of that to taking another identity and murdering for catharsis, right? Like taking out the bad guys for catharsis. We never get explicitly like how that happened, when that happened, because when she meets Arthur, her mentor, she is about to kill that man. Like that is her plan, right? So she's already at that stage by the time she meets Arthur. And we don't know why that happens other than like her reclaiming her power. Like there's a lot I could assume knowing her backstory and knowing all of that, but it's never explicitly said. And I'm wondering if that's going to be a component in the books in the future.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
I mean,
because if it's not, I have roughly 8,000 billion questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
That I demand answers to.
Yeah. So we're going to town events now because in between everything, she wants to like make sure she's also there for Arthur at like some of his favorite things that happen every summer, including but not limited to a theatrical production that gets put on by the town. This year, it's Beauty and the Beast, except Cape Carnage style. And Lucas has won the role of the Beast. So she goes, she's waiting for Arthur to come and sit by her. And Nolan shows up and he sits next to her to troll her and eat all her popcorn and like really needle her as much as he possibly can. And this is one of the first times that we see Nolan get territorial about her, because when Lucas shows up to drop off Arthur, he's like, oh, look, man at breeding age who could be competition. Don't like that around new woman. It's very...
I really love this version of Nolan that you're painting for listener.
Yeah, it's very accurate. But I think by like the second interaction or so, he realizes that there's nothing romantic about their relationship.
They have like a brother-sister relationship.
Yes.
Which makes sense with what it is with Arthur for her.
And they co-caretake. So it's also like a partnership, a team.
Oh my
team
God.
up.
There's this running theme where they throw each other under the bus as far as Arthur is concerned. So like at one point he has to clean out gutters and like all of these things. And like it's because of her. And it's very funny because Arthur is a eccentric old man. He has decided, this is the scene where he's decided he wants topiaries.
Yeah.
So they win the gardening competition. And she's like,
boy, is that a specific art form?
I don't know anything about topiaries. And he's like, well, that's why you're going to learn. And she's like, am I going to learn? And he's like, well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, and also get good enough to make me a moose. Thank you so much.
I want a moose.
Oh my God. Well, so she ends up like basically getting up because they keep on eating her popcorn. And she's like, fuck this, you can have that popcorn. I'm going to get my own. And this facilitates the documentarian Sam to approach her and unsettle her quite a bit, right? Because he keeps on asking her about her identity and when she showed up in Cape Carnage and about Arthur. And, you know, he's really asking more pointed questions at this point.
Yeah.
And she realizes that he's closer than she thought he was.
Nobody does selling better than Shopify. Shopify is the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret, with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts go abandoned and way more sales going through. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. On the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout that Skims uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period for 3 months at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
The secret is out. With millions of younger-looking customers across the country, Plexiderm is one of the most highly sought-after products on the market. It visibly shrinks under-eye bags and smooths out crow's feet in minutes, and the effects last up to 10 hours. Influencers love it, magazines feature it, and people just can't get enough of it. As a matter of fact, Elle Magazine gave it an Editor's Choice Award as Best Instant Wrinkle Filler for 2025. In as little as 10 minutes, Plexiderm reduces the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, and those dreaded under-eye bags. So yes, you can look years younger in minutes, and the effects last for hours. No surgery, no gimmicks, just results. The best news, you can try Plexiderm for only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Don't wait. Order Plexiderm today. Visit plexiderm.com/special. That's plexiderm.com/special. Paid for by Sheer Science.
It's awesome. You're going to love it.
I am
I'm
going to
give it to you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
If you're shopping while working, eating, or even listening to this podcast, then you know and love the thrill of the hunt. But are you getting the thrill of the best deals? Rakuten shoppers do. They get the brands they love with the most savings and cash back. And you can get it too. Start getting cash back at your favorite stores and even stack sales on top of cash back. It's easy to use, and you get your cash back through PayPal or check. The idea is simple. Stores pay Rakuten for sending them shoppers, and Rakuten shares the money with you as cash back. Download the free Rakuten app and never miss a deal. Or go to Rakuten.com to start getting the most bang for your buck. That's Rakuten.
Thanks, Ashley, for being here. You are.
Meanwhile, Nolan has also gone through Sam's hotel room, and Nolan has discovered that, like, although there is stuff on Arthur, at least for this trip, Harper has been Sam's primary target when it comes to information.
And most importantly, one of the reasons that he is here right now is because this is the time of year when there's going to be the lowest tide. And there is something on one of these days at blah, 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 5:30 or something in the morning when he is going to be going in the water to find something. Some kind of, I don't know if he knows it's a van. He does? Does he?
I mean, I think he suspects, yeah.
Yeah, but regardless.
But that also doesn't make any sense to me because, like, just get, like, an underwater camera. You know what I mean? Like, why are you waiting for a low tide? Just go in a wetsuit, Sam. Can't be that deep, right? Like, this is very dumb.
That's a great question.
To me, Melody. Yeah.
I don't have an answer for why you wouldn't just go scuba.
Yeah. I don't know. Look, maybe Sam's lazy and he'd rather wait. It's what I'm going to decide to do.
Okay.
Because you can't put a drone in the water. You know what I mean? And that is true. Yes, you can. There are submarine drones. Oh, I hate this whole thing. Anyway.
You could literally put a GoPro on a tiny toy submarine.
Yeah. And make it go zoom, zoom, zoom around that van.
Hey, listener, I don't know if you know this, but we're drone experts here at HPHQ.
Boy, it's
and
a new fascination.
Yeah. We know all about going in the waters with the cameras.
Yeah. So at this point, she is actually starting to trust him more. Meanwhile, she's also like fucking busy and distracted because she does have to like redo this stock car. Like she has to actually do this race. And so she's also like crafting a corpse and making a stock car or whatever and getting all these bodies or whatever. And so I don't know that Harper really has the bandwidth to suspect Nolan anymore, you know? And I think it's easier for him to chip her walls at that point.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because the other thing that happens is the race. She also makes the decision at the race that she is going to get his book back because she realizes how much risk she's put him at, and she's now uncomfortable with it.
Well, and she at some point right around this time calls Lucas and is like, hey, so change of plans. If something happens to me, instead of taking that thing I gave you to the FBI, I need you to burn it.
Yes.
Because she can't tell him to give it to Nolan.
Right.
Because that's suspicious as fuck. But she's very aware that this cannot get taken to the FBI because Nolan doesn't deserve to die. Nolan, that's just not right.
Yeah, she's changed her position completely on that matter.
Yeah.
And so the next thing that happens is the stock car race. So she has taken one of Lucas's old stock cars that he built on like bicycle wheels when he was a youngin', a small wee one. And he told her like, you really need to sort of rebuild it from the ground up in order for it to be safe. And she's like, yeah, there's so much going on. You know what I mean? And like, I couldn't possibly. And so she doesn't do anything to it. She's just going to use it as is.
Well, who do you think? There's no way that there wasn't sabotage involved, though.
Oh, I didn't get that at all.
I think that there was sabotage somewhere in here because, and I don't know who, and I was going to, but I guess you wouldn't have a thought on who you think would cause it, if not for the fact, because she said
who caused it, okay? Harper fucking Starling. By tempting the universe. What in the northeastern Bermuda Triangle are you doing? Theming your whole thing after Amelia Earhart and then not thinking you're gonna get not thinking you're gonna get lost at sea. Harper.
That was a choice. Very drastically.
It's so
a choice.
Funny. Yeah.
She literally, at one point, she's like driving down the thing, waving the little, like this fake corpse hand next to her who has like pigtails flying in the wind and just like, I could picture this
ribbons
so
going off the back of it.
Clearly.
It's very whimsical.
Like, it's talked about how like the arms of the corpse are like flailing in the wind kind of thing. And I'm just like imagining it flailing behind them, like it's just like,
and purple, pink, and gold ribbons are attached to the hands. So it's not just the arms and the hands. There's also like billowing ribbons going after her.
All in all, it's a ride.
Yes. So she's on this course. She realizes that like, bully for her, she's going the fastest anybody probably ever has. That's exciting. Except that like when she wants to slow down a little bit, boy, does that brake not work. And she zips by Nolan at one point, and she's like, nothing works. I can't stop. Ah! She ends up off the track, going through a bunch of different tourists, and she's gone. She's gonzo.
What makes you think it wasn't sabotage? Because, like, I thought she had done, like, some minor checkups. It's not like she just fucking pulled this thing out of storage.
He says, okay, this looks really rickety. Did you test it? And she's like, I mean, I tested it on his driveway.
Yeah, but you would still be able to tell if the brakes didn't and the steering didn't work at all in that instance.
That's not what happens, though.
On the track?
Yeah, like my understanding was that the car is going too fast for the brakes to be effective.
So when she
like
hits
there's
the
too
brakes,
much force.
nothing happens. It's like there's not even like, even if you have brakes that aren't working effectively, she would have been able to tell that the brakes were trying to do something. And I could be completely off base, but I've been on things that the brakes don't work. And it's not because they're broken. It's because it's just too much for them to manage.
Yeah.
And you can tell that it's trying to brake. There's something there. She says that when she hits the brakes, nothing happens. And then all of a sudden, and then her steering goes out. And I would like, I don't know, maybe I'm just a suspicious little bitch, but like, I feel like there's sabotage. There's too many moving parts as far as people being sneaky little bitches in this book.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we find out in book 2 that Lucas sabotaged the stock car or whatever.
You think it was Lucas?
I don't know. That's a definite possibility. He's the only one that's familiar with the mechanics. He's also the only one. He was the one who like pushed her at the start. So that's a possibility for sure. Anyway, regardless.
I would be devastated to find out that Lucas is a bad guy. I don't want Lucas to be a bad guy. I want Lucas to be a sweet baby angel that we all know and love and adore.
Yeah. And murder's only for good reasons if he does murder, you know? Yeah. Well, okay. So she's zipping down. She's completely out of control. There's nothing she can do to get this car stopped other than like maybe hit a brick wall. And all of a sudden, on the side of her, she hears her name closer to her. And it's because Nolan has stolen Child's bike. And
this man's got streamers of his own.
Yeah, he's pedaling for his life, trying to get her out of this car. But now, okay, maybe you're onto something, but now the seatbelt and the harness are both stuck. Which could happen just from old age and rust or whatever. But I also could see some sabotage. Who knows? And basically, the only trajectory he can see is her going off a cliff into the water. And she says to him, Nolan, I can't swim. And suddenly, like, I mean, his world just like basically ends at this point unless he can get her out of that ocean. She does. She goes off the fucking cliff. And the thing he hears above everything else is her going, Nolan. And then she kersplats into that water. He goes diving in after her. And he can see like the life fading from her eyes as she drowns in front of him. And he's like swimming as fast as he can down. His ears are popping. She manages to get the harness off, but the seatbelt is the only thing that's stuck now. And she completely runs out of air and energy and life force before she can get that seatbelt off. So he manages to, I think, maybe grab those ribbons or something else. And he pulls himself closer into that car. She's so out of it that when he uses the knife to cut the seatbelt, he stabs her pretty good. And she starts bleeding, but there's no reaction whatsoever. She's gonzo. But he grabs her and he swims for both their lives up to the surface. And they breach the surface and he puts her head, he angles it toward the light, the air, this, you know, everything, the great beyond, he's hoping, but to stay away from that, stay away from it, stay with me, he's saying to Harper, Starling. And then there's a sailboat, thank goodness, and they put a raft out there for him and get him onto that sailboat. And he's like, do you have a defibrillator? And the guy's like, no, I just have like a regular first aid kit.
Yeah, like, hey, Nolan, as far as you're concerned, is a defibrillator a normal thing to just have on your sailboat?
I mean, maybe if you're dealing with like drowning a lot of times, like, I don't know.
He was like, I can't believe this man doesn't have a defib. And I was like, Nolan, most people don't have.
Yeah, he's not a search and rescue team.
Yeah,
Nolan,
like he has life vests and a fucking whatever those round things are.
Those ring floaty boys.
Yeah, a lifesaver
and a strapping grandson is all he's got.
Yeah. Why do you need a defib when you have a strapping grandson? Huh? Tell me that, Nolan.
Well, I don't know what that would do for are Harper's
a strapping grandson can do a chest compression real good.
Yeah, he can smack her right into. Yeah, so that's what Nolan does. He does chest compressions on her. He does CPR until she wakes up and coughs up all that water.
Yeah,
and he's
fully
like,
was on her
"Never
way to
leave me again."
the light at the end of the tunnel,
Yes.
listener. Like, this was no question. Harper Starling was about to be real dead.
Yeah, and as she's like, they put a blanket on her because she's in shock. As she's shivering and, totally depleted, she's like, fuck, I still gotta go dig up those bodies tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And Nolan's like, no, you absolutely are not. I will go do it by myself.
Yeah. Like, okay, how about the day you do drown to death and we luckily bring you back? Yeah, you're not gonna go fucking play around in the river at night, my friend.
Honestly, Harper.
What the fuck? And then but he takes care of her for the next couple of days. And like he keeps going and getting bodies and like being so careful with her. And it's real cute and sweet.
We love it.
And like they're getting close. And the whole time she is sitting there going, he's just doing he didn't want me to die because he wants to be the one to do the honors. And I am sitting here going, Harper fucking Starling.
And the book. She also still has leverage over him. That too. All of that makes sense for Harper to think. You know what I mean? But she also acknowledges that he wouldn't have to go through the lengths he's going to in order to stick by their agreement. He's doing care in ways that are above and beyond what would be required for a person that you hate and want to kill at some point, So anyway, at this point, she decides that she's going to get his book back. She's going to give it to him because she decides she wants to trust him. She wants to maybe see what this can be because they're basically like dating and living together, essentially. He's at the cottage all the time. And they do couple stuff like dig up bodies together. And it's all just very cute.
Nobody does selling better than Shopify. Shopify is the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret, with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts go abandoned and way more sales going through. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. On the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout that Skims uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period for 3 months at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
The secret is out. With millions of younger-looking customers across the country, Plexiderm is one of the most highly sought-after products on the market. It visibly shrinks under-eye bags and smooths out crow's feet in minutes, and the effects last up to 10 hours. Influencers love it, magazines feature it, and people just can't get enough of it. As a matter of fact, Elle magazine gave it an Editor's Choice Award as Best Instant Wrinkle Filler for 2025. In as little as 10 minutes, Plexiderm reduces the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, and those dreaded under-eye bags. So yes, you can look years younger in minutes, and the effects last for hours. No surgery, no gimmicks, just results. The best news, you can try Plexiderm for only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Don't wait. Order Plexiderm today. Visit plexiderm.com/special. That's plexiderm.com/special. Paid for by Sheer Science.
So she decides she's going to get his book. Lucas is on a trip, maybe murdering. Okay, he's out of town a lot, that Lucas. And as a result, she has to go into the dark, dank basement of this house to get the book, because that's where Lucas hid it, somewhere that she would never go, because it smells exactly like the cellar that Harvey Mead kept her in. And this is when we find out that she is officially Autumn Bauer. We have met her before. It's one of the reasons I'm pretty sure before this, at some point, she talks about like wanting to reinvent herself in Sloane's image because Sloane was so strong and she took care of business and like she slayed that dragon, essentially. She slayed Autumn's dragon for her. And so we find out like exactly how they were ensnared by Harvey Meade and tortured. They were obviously tortured. In Butcher and Blackbird, Sloane gave her flannel shirt because she was just like naked and bloody down in this cellar.
Yeah, but we will learn all of her side of things, what happened before Sloane ever got there. It's dark.
It's horrifying, yeah. So she doesn't want to go in here, and it's a big PTSD moment. It's a big thing that she has to overcome in order to get this book for Nolan and get him out of harm's way, essentially. Like, get that risk and give it back to him. And she does it. Mm-hmm. She also dissolves into a puddle of noisy sobs when she gets back up. And Arthur says, like, I would go with you. You don't have to face this alone. You know? He hugs her and he comforts her. And it's so sweet. And she gives Nolan back the book. It's like this big giant moment. She gives back the book. It's very exciting. I'm pretty sure they have we trust each other sex afterwards. And at some point on this day, Arthur hoodwinks Nolan into giving him his murder bag by being like, oh, I'm just so old and decrepit. You know, I need your help.
There's a black leather bag that can you get it out of the cottage? Because Harper said that she would get it for me, but she forgot she's doing things, but I can't go in there alone, blah, 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 blah.
But actually, the reason he can't go in there is because it's his PTSD location, because the guest room is where he found his daughter dead upstairs. So that's where Harper keeps his bag, the place he will not go. But boy, Nolan brings it down. And then, Arthur is he's got a skip in his step as he walks away from that cottage with his bag. Ooh.
Hey, listener, just to give you some context, this has happened multiple times throughout the book at this point where he's been like, I'm looking for my black bag. And Harper's like, no, my dementia friend, you don't get to go murder people. Because he used to have an extremely strict code of who was do they deserve it? Do they deserve it? Do they deserve it? But
they're
now,
Dexters. Yeah.
The thing that he thinks people deserve things for are things like having a annoying yappy dog that shits on your lawn.
Yeah. The standard has become a lot more chaotic.
It's almost like he is dealing with old people mental issues.
Yeah.
Which, like, he is, but also it doesn't change the fact that that is, in fact, not a valid reason to murder a person.
Sure. But she realizes at some point, because Lucas calls her to be like, I can't get a hold of Arthur. Are you with him? And she's like, no. And then Nolan's like, I think I fucked the donkey real hard earlier today. Because I did give him that bag. Was that an okay thing to do? To give him that bag that you've been keeping from him?
Hey, Melody. Why are you so fascinated by donkey fucking this episode?
Because I think it's really funny. The idiom is screw the pooch.
Yeah, I know what the idiom
But for some, I can't remember what piece of media it is, but somebody messes up the idiom to say that they fucked the donkey. And I find that to be fucking hilarious.
Okay, that's fine. I was just wondering. It's a little out of nowhere.
It's not my joke.
Yeah. You said it many, I don't even know how many of them are making it in the final episode.
The third one. Yeah. I think it's the third. Who knows?
At least. Minimum. I'm just glad it's somebody else fucking the donkey this time instead of us, you know?
No, it's not us. We wouldn't do that.
But yeah, he's like, anyway. I fucked up. And he tells her, hey, so Arthur did ask me for his black leather bag. And she's like, oh no.
Oh no.
I bet I know exactly what's going on. They go looking for him. He is in the cemetery.
Yes.
Very obviously, with a dead man. He has like fallen. He's having a fucking moment of non-lucidity for sure. Yeah. And there's a dead man, and it is the dog owner. The dog is also there, and he basically literally stamped this crime scene as him doing it because his very distinctive cane, he bonked that man's head with it, and now there is the imprint of his cane.
What? It's so funny. I mean, it's not funny, but it's like very stylish that he's got like a wolf head cane, you know? Only Arthur in his Christina Ricci shoes and his wolf head cane. Super into it.
Anybody who uses phrases like, what'd you say earlier? Insolent ignoramus and stuff like that.
Yes.
Like, yeah, if anybody was going to have a fancy cane like that, it's gonna be Arthur Lancaster.
It's gonna be Arthur. Yeah. And so she's like, did he deserve it? And Arthur's like, yeah, he hit me. And she's like, okay, all right, I'll stretch it to there that's fine.
What led to the hitting?
Did he hit you after you attacked him, Arthur? Is my question. Like, it's fine. We're just gonna whimsy, right on by it. And that's what that's what Harper decides too. So at this point, Nolan is like, okay, you take care of Arthur and I will take care of Body, and we will rendezvous back at the cottage and like be the all-star wonderful couple goals that we are. And she's like, incredible. Okay, I know I can count on you. And she leaves with Arthur.
Wow, covering up murder is so much easier with two people instead of one.
Oh, right? Especially when one is like burly and experienced. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, it's strapping.
Yeah, so he goes back to the inn to pack up all his stuff because he's like, at this point, there's fucking threats from every angle, even completely innocuous, like doesn't actually want to hurt Harper, but will hurt Harper by just going off the rails. Arthur, I'm looking at you. So I'm not staying at the inn anymore. I don't care what she says. I'm moving into the cottage so I can protect her full time. So he packs up all his stuff and he's getting it all into the car. And that is when he hears the click of a gun behind him. And it is Sam, the documentarian, who has a nefarious plan to abduct him to the distillery and interrogate him until he finds out, like, what flavor of serial killer he is and how much intel he has on LaPlume. And I don't remember why. There's been, like, a bunch of stuff that makes him...
Listen, the last 15 to 20% of this book... Yeah, a lot happens all at the same time.
Yeah.
As far as their universe is concerned, all at the same time. As far as we're concerned, rapid fire. There's a lot of scene shifts. There's a lot of evil villain monologuing.
Yes.
And there's just a lot going on all at once. This is when we end up at the distillery.
Yes, exactly. So he abducts Nolan, and she realizes hours later that he hasn't responded to her ever. And so she's like, she's got this feeling in her tummy that's like, you know, I did just give him his book back. And so that would be the perfect time to fuck off and never see me again. And so she goes back to the cemetery and she sees that guy's body still laying on the ground in the exact same position. And she's like, he fucking abandoned me. I was played. It was all a ruse. I'm so dumb. I'm heartbroken. And this is the first time since her boyfriend, Adam, who was really, really torturously killed by that Harvey Meade, that she's even considered looking at somebody romantically. Opening herself up like that to that kind of hurt. So she gets this guy in the car, and then she's like, you know, okay, I've got a weird feeling. I just need to confirm that he has actually left town.
Well, yeah, because at this point, she knows that he wants to kill her, or because he's stated that and he hates her. But at the same time, he has been telling her now, it's different now.
Yeah, all of his actions have been, I want to preserve you in your best form. You know?
That's the most serial killer way you could have stated that.
Shit,
what
you're
the
right.
Fuck, Melody. That's like...
Call your therapist. Call him today.
That is... There are so many ways that you could have... I don't even know. You just, like, blank slated my brain. What were you trying to say?
He wants to protect her and keep her safe and, like, care for her. And, like, in every situation, it's been, like,
preserve her in her greatest form is the weirdest fucking thing you could have possibly said. That is the weirdest fucking way you could have possibly said this.
But it also covers all the bases. He wants to keep her living, right? And he does actions to make that happen. He wants to keep her, like, healthy, and he does actions to make that happen, is what I'm saying. And he wants her to be happy, and he's been fucking her real good in order to make that happen. And so in like, point
Preserve
of fact, in, like, word...
in her greatest form.
I'm trying to make it better. It's just not going there.
I think the funniest thing is... This is saying something, because it's within the last 6 months that we did Bone King and the Starling Melody. But that's one of the creepiest things you've ever said. Like,
that's fair. I am going to absolutely concede this point to you. I think you are more than correct.
I almost made a comment earlier about how donkey fucking needs to be on the Embrace next year, but I think it might actually, if we pick anything from this episode, it might actually have to be
preserved in their best form.
Preserved in their best form. Yeah, I don't know. We have a fair amount of time that is going to be here before we know it, before we have to make those decisions. But wow, that was real fucking creepy. Okay.
Yeah, and so the point is, she's checking, because although all the evidence is pointing to he fucked off and fucked me over, she's like, all of his actions have said the exact opposite, right? All of his actions have been like to make my life better since we had this like emotional shift. So she goes back to the inn and she finds his room completely gone. I mean, just like totally empty, because he was moving to the cottage. And then she's like, you know what? It still feels weird. So she goes to look at the ledger and she sees that he hasn't actually officially checked out. And then she hears a voice, and it's the voice of the drone operator. And he's like, Sam, wow, what, you said you're at the distillery? ? Oh, wow. And you really think that Nolan is gonna talk now that you tied him up and you're threatening him?
This is such a convenient
with a gun?
over here. I was thinking that. I was like, damn, drone dude.
I loved it. I loved it.
You're bad
Very
at this,
expedient.
buddy.
Yeah.
You're really bad at this, buddy.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, Vin.
Rule number one of doing illegal shit club is you don't talk about doing illegal shit club, where literally everybody, including the nosy innkeeper.
Nobody does selling better than Shopify. Shopify is the home of the #1 checkout on the planet, and the not-so-secret secret, with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts go abandoned and way more sales going through. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. On the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout that Skims uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period for 3 months at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
The secret is out. With millions of younger-looking customers across the country, Plexiderm is one of the most highly sought-after products on the market. It visibly shrinks under eye bags and smooths out crow's feet in minutes, and the effects last up to 10 hours. Influencers love it, magazines feature it, and people just can't get enough of it. As a matter of fact, Elle Magazine gave it an Editor's Choice Award as Best Instant Wrinkle Filler for 2025. In as little as 10 minutes, Plexiderm reduces the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, and those dreaded under-eye bags. So yes, you can look years younger in minutes, and the effects last for hours. No surgery, no gimmicks, just results. The best news, you can try Plexiderm for only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Don't wait, order Plexiderm today. Visit plexiderm.com/special. That's plexiderm.com/special. Paid for by Sheer Science.
Could definitely hear you if she almost certainly wasn't snoring in the office.
Right.
Which is a continuous through line throughout the book, which is
She seems to
very
have some form of narcolepsy.
I think
That's what she
she's
has.
just old and doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's fair. So anyway, she's like, aha, my gut was telling me that he is true and he is good and he did not abandon me and my gut was correct. So she does assault Vinny and steal all of his camera stuff so that she can get there before him, basically. She knocks him out with a 3-hole punch, like an ancient 3-hole punch, which was I had like a sensory memory of that too. From being in my elementary school library.
I know exactly what 3-hole punch that she knocked this man out with. I can picture it. I can feel using it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's basically like a cast iron pan, just, molded into a different form. So, yeah, she knocks him out, does all of this, and then she's like, it's mission to save Nolan time. And this is when we switch perspectives. Nolan is tied up in a chair, and Sam is doing a big monologue at him, being like, I know stuff about Harper that you don't know. Do you want me to tell you what it is, nanny, nanny, boo-boo? And Nolan's like, I'm not telling you shit. And he thinks that Vinny is on his way, obviously. So when he hears like a ka-tank downstairs against one of the distillery contraptions, he's like, oh, Vinny, come here. And like goes over, he's distracted. And that's when Harper comes out to be like, I have a knife and I'm going to cut you free. And he's like, get out of here. You're the most important thing. You must be preserved at all costs, even my life. That's my whole job, is to preserve you in your best form. He says, out of Brynn Weaver's beautiful brain.
It doesn't get better. Calling it back didn't make it better. I think it made it worse, actually.
So, anyway, Sam comes back and they both do like kind of a clumsy team up to push him over the ledge because they're on the second floor of the distillery. So they push him over the railing. Yeah, duh. But his boot and his foot get like stuck in the rungs, so they like break his leg in 3 places and he's hanging there instead of going down to his immediate death. And it's a fucking hilarious because he's there being like, please help me. And Harper's like, are you okay? Oh my gosh, I really thought something bad was going to happen to you. And they're like doing this whole lovebird check-in while this guy is just hanging
is like
there.
Screaming, just dying from agony.
It's so funny. Yeah. And then they get him free and they push him. I mean, and then gravity does its job and he does go kersplat on that distillery floor and Sam is no longer a problem.
This is one of those moments where in a book, I understand giving leave to fiction and letting fiction do its thing.
Sure.
But I do just logistics, like crime scene logistics with somebody who doesn't know anything about crime scene logistics in reality, really, except that it's all overblown in propaganda. But how the fuck have you not been caught? The answer is answered in the epilogue.
Yeah.
But, bro.
Yeah, they've got touch DNA all over the place at that crime scene. You know, he's leaving behind duct tape that for sure has hair follicles on it, you know?
Yeah.
After being taped up to shit. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Also, like, hey, don't forget, there's still a body. That guy, dog person's body floating around somewhere. And, like, there's just a lot going on.
He's in
and
a
I'm
shed,
like,
I think at this point, in a freezer.
yeah, great. So now his DNA is all over the graveyard and the car and the shed.
Sure. But they would have to have DNA to match it up too.
I guess that's true, but it doesn't. Who cares whose DNA it is? It's going to be fucking suspicious. The whole thing. Baffled. The answer is because the sheriff is incompetent, as far as we know at this point. Like it's commented multiple times about how incompetent the sheriff is.
Yeah, how lazy as well. That he's just like, ugh, I don't want to keep this guy for more than a couple of hours because that's a pain. And so he just like releases people, etc. So they then are about to leave and they've cleaned up all of the camera stuff. They've cleaned up the whole crime scene because they want it to look like Sam was scoping out a new location to film or something and had a tragic workplace accident.
With his broken in 3 spots leg. Yeah. And
it's a whole thing. But they hear somebody come in and I think this person like saw both of the cars, one of which is Arthur Lancaster's like very, very noticeable roadster, like a vintage car essentially. And
I know that it is explicit the type of car that he drives, but I would really rather choose to in my mind he drives a vintage pink Cadillac.
I love that. Yeah, I think Arthur would really pull that off, actually.
I do too.
So they fuck off just in the nick of time, right? And this is where we shift to Nolan's perspective. It's like the next day or a couple of days later, and this thing is really bothering him still. Like Sam, the one thing that the answer he didn't get from Sam is about this low tide situation. Oh, no. No. Everyone hold your horses. I can't fucking believe that you just led me down the path of skipping one of the most important things that ever happened in a piece of literature.
Did the nipple piercing thing happen before this?
Yeah. Yeah, it did. It did. And I'll tell you exactly why when we get back to this. All right, everybody? So, okay. So they've just done like the impossible, right? They've gotten out of this huge, everything was going to blow up if Sam discovered anything, right? So they're like so relieved. They clean everything up, but they're also wired. And so they do the next best thing to sleeping, which is shibari. Really elaborate shibari. She's all tied up. He's also doing some brat taming. And she's like, I mean, I did kill a man tonight and stuff. And I like covered up another one's murder. So I should probably be punished. And he has her ride him. And then in the middle of riding him, he's
the
like...
logistics here are baffling to me.
Also, it just honestly comes out of nowhere. I read this book 2.5 times. Never was a piercing of any sort mentioned. Never. Other than like maybe a stabbing, that kind of piercing. The lawn aeration type of piercing was discussed. But no kind of body piercing was discussed. And then all of a sudden, it's this climactic scene that's basically like, it's almost like a vow exchange kind of ceremony. It's like he's marking her in this way that like makes her his. And they talk about that explicitly. He says, I'm going to claim you. And I guess their version of claiming is for him to take out a little alcohol towelette and all over that nipple, get it all clean.
As somebody on the verge of getting their nipples pierced, those things would be so uneven.
So uneven.
Like,
I mean, I guess it's for
I'm
his eyes
baffled.
only, question mark? Like, that's the premise, is that this is his mark, so, like, he can do it
So you're
how
going to
he
do
likes.
a shitty job of it?
Look, I'm not in their brain parts. Maybe in a former life, he was a certified piercing specialist. We don't know.
Hey, guess what? I imagine that even in a former life as a certified piercing specialist, the last thing that you want is them moving around a whole lot.
Well, he says explicitly that he tells her to stay still. So she's just speared on his cock, and she's sitting still while he pierces her nipple. And then afterwards, he's like, all right, girl, get it. And then she starts thrusting again.
Sure.
But basically, yeah, he pierces both of her nipples in one go, in one sex session, to the point that it even says, like, he's got the hollow needle. And then he says, I take out the needle and I put in the threadless, like, piercer. What is it called? I have them and I can't think of what it's called right now. But he has the
Barbell.
exact type of, barbell that he's inserting. Like, it's all so professional and specific. And it's wonderful. But it just was, there was no indication.
Well, especially,
This was the
listener,
trajectory.
I need you to understand this. We open up into this. Like, we leave the other thing, and then all of a sudden, it's like, you turn the page.
And he's tying the last knot.
Yep. It really is just out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah. And, like, don't get me wrong, I have discovered that like piercings seem like kind of a hallmark of a Brynn Weaver novel. Maybe I'm making that too universal, because I've read her other stuff and I don't remember whether or not there were, like, significant piercings in all of those. But at least as this, directly relates to Butcher and Blackbird, we meet this character there. The piercings are a theme, okay?
You keep talking.
All right. So anyway, yeah, they do this whole claiming ceremony, and then he can't get over this low tide mystery. I gotta figure out this low tide thing. So he independently gets a wetsuit, goes out there. He discovers a really fucked up camper van. You know, it's been like oceaned hard for a few years. And as a result, it's all messed up. But he gets the VIN number.
Yep.
So he comes back, he looks at the VIN number, and it comes back to this, like, Adam guy. And he's like, okay, that answered no questions whatsoever. But he starts snooping through the Sleuth Seekers Discord to see if anything had ever been said about this guy. He discovers Autumn Bauer, and then he remembers the story of what happened to them. He looks up her photo, sees her, and then he's like, oh my God, that's Harper Starling with blonde hair.
Yep.
And he does the, like, comparison of their two faces. They are really close to each other, so he can see why she can pass herself off as Harper. And he realizes that even though she's given up, like, her heart, she's told him that they are one essentially now. He's like, she let me pierce her nipples while I was balls deep inside her, but she didn't tell me her actual backstory. And the reason is because she promised Arthur that she wouldn't. So she's felt bad about it for most of the book. We know that there's something she's not telling him about herself, and she keeps on hinting at it to him as well. But this is when he starts questioning everything, because it's a pretty significant portion of one's biography to leave out for a significant other. What's up?
So I did just go look through the other two books. I haven't read them, but I have them ready to read. And I did search PIERC.
Okay.
Because I wanted to get piercing, pierces, etc., etc. Nothing in either of them.
Okay.
So I guess you've just decided that.
No, I didn't just decide. As it's related directly to Butcher and Blackbird, that thing was rife with piercings.
Well, I wonder, you also read Black Sheep and right?
Yeah, I can't remember for Black Sheep if anyone's pierced or gets pierced.
No. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I do remember a purple set of lingerie that I guess made an impact on me.
Apparently so.
Also the cult.
Hey.
I remember that. So anyway.
I love you.
Yeah, so now he's questioning everything, being like, I thought we were on the same page, but since she didn't tell me this gigormous thing about her, like, are we really? And then he watches in real time as the sleuth seekers on Discord find out that Sam and Vinny are dead. She only knocked him out. And Vinny are dead. And they say, sleuth seekers, we're mobilizing. We're going to descend upon Cape Carnage and figure out what happened to Sam. What is being covered up? We're all going to do it. And that's the premise of book 2, is them continuing to navigate this as all of these citizen detectives get there. And then we hit the epilogue of all epilogues.
Nobody does selling better than Shopify. Shopify is the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret, with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts go abandoned and way more sales going through. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. On the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout that Skims uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period for 3 months at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
The secret is out. With millions of younger-looking customers across the country, Plexiderm is one of the most highly sought-after products on the market. It visibly shrinks under-eye bags and smooths out crow's feet in minutes, and the effects last up to 10 hours. Influencers love it, magazines feature it, and people just can't get enough of it. As a matter of fact, Elle Magazine gave it an Editor's Choice Award as Best Instant Wrinkle Filler for 2025. In as little as 10 minutes, Plexiderm reduces the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, and those dreaded under-eye bags. So yes, you can look years younger in minutes, and the effects last for hours. No surgery, no gimmicks, just results. The best news, you can try Plexiderm for only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Don't wait. Order Plexiderm today. Visit plexiderm.com/special. That's plexiderm.com/special. Paid for by Sheer Science.
And then we hit the epilogue of all epilogues.
Okay, wait.
Man.
I need you, listener, I need you to understand that the book ends, right? So
ends.
We get to literally the last 2 lines before the epilogue are Sam and Vinny are both dead, Knight of Truth says. It's time to blow this case wide open. We're going to Cape Carnage. And then you flip the page.
Uh-huh.
You flip the page, and the first line is, I pull my gun from the holster at my side, holding the flashlight over the barrel as I shoulder the iron door open. And I'm just like, who the fuck has a gun?
Well, in audio, it is a bit easier to figure out because the narrator does the voice that he does for the sheriff, and like,
yeah,
you know, like he does it in character, so you know that it's absolutely not one of the 2 MCs.
Yeah, I hadn't registered it was the sheriff when it flipped over, but I knew it was a man, right?
Yeah,
but like all of a sudden you're reading, and it starts clicking.
And it's him discovering the crime scene at the distillery that Sam has just died. He is the one that they heard coming in to the crime scene immediately after, or like while they were leaving.
Yeah. So this is like technically in the past.
Yeah.
Because everybody already knows that Vinny is dead, but this is watching.
I don't know why.
The sheriff kill Vinny. because he rolls in and he's like, what are you doing here? And Vinny's like, I was coming to find Sam. And all of these things. And then he says to this man, oh my, seems you've gotten yourself in a bit of a pickle, Mr. Machino. And he's like, okay, tell me everything. And then Vinny is like, Nolan Rhodes is a killer and Harper Sterling, she's not who she says she is. And Arthur Lancaster. And he's just like, yes, Arthur Lancaster. I've heard that one before.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know about the symbolist movement in literature? And he's like, I don't know. And then he explains it and he's like, all right, well, dead times for you. And it turns out he's LaPlume.
The sheriff has been LaPlume the whole time. And he also says, you and Sam have got to go because I can't have you messing with my toys. Which makes me think that there's a possibility the sheriff has sort of been vicariously satiating his serial killer urge by watching over.
And bumbling the investigations. And it's so fun. Like, literally, I cannot explain to you the mic drop moment, especially because reading it would not have been the same experience for me personally because of the way that I read and how fast I read with my eyeballs. But hearing in my earballs, I hear you've been looking for LaPlume, I say as I rise to my feet, aiming my gun at Vinny's shaking, blood-streaked head. He begs for his life as I squeeze the trigger. With a single shot that echoes across brick and copper, his pleas fall silent. You found him. Finn. What?
Epilogue of all fucking epilogues. Because the whole time it has been highly, highly suggested that Arthur vanquished LaPlume, and that is what started his journey into
everybody thinks
killing.
He's LaPlume.
Yes. But that he had to have changed his MO because since then there have been no more, word bodies. That part has stopped. Oh my God. I'm so excited about book 2.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm not even upset.
Yeah. That I screwed us over. I walked us right into a trilogy about the same couple.
I mean, to be fair, part of the reason I'm not upset is I didn't find out it was a trilogy until about 2 hours ago.
Sure.
So that helps things.
That helps.
You
haven't been able to marinate in it.
Yeah, I can already tell, like, you should have, I'm surprised you didn't realize I didn't realize it was a trilogy when I didn't text you immediately upon finishing book to say, what the actual fuck, Melody?
Oh, no, I knew. That's why I was keeping my mouth shut until podcast so I could tell you live on podcast.
Interessante.
Uh-huh.
Interessante.
Yeah. So that's where we are, y'all. Okay. Sabrina, what's your lady love?
My lady love for the first episode of the year is mint. What are they called? What kind of cookie is this? I'm obsessed with them. Mint chocolate Milanos.
Ah.
I fucking love a mint chocolate. Specifically, I love a mint, but a mint chocolate. I have had to stop myself from going and buying more of these because I'm aware that it is not a healthy diet to live exclusively on mint chocolate Milanos. As much as I would desperately love to. But I think that that's actually my lady love, right? Like, in general, it's like tasty snacks, I think is actually what because like I haven't been eating super well lately just because life. Like I'm just not great at eating in general right now with like med challenges and things like that.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's kind of tasty snacks, like good, like just tasty things that aren't good for you like that. That's okay. Or like, just get some fucking food in you. is my fucking lady love, I think. Get some fucking food in you. Like, I haven't been great at cooking lately, so I made sure to buy beef jerky and like dried fruit snacks and like stuff that doesn't require cooking. And it has been a game changer because, wow, shocking when you get enough fat and fiber and protein that life's easier.
Yeah, your brain chemistry is immediately improved a little bit, at least.
And I'm just gonna hard suggest that if you need some fats and sugars in your life, to get you some mint chocolate Mulattoes because they're so fucking good. What's your lady love, Melody?
My lady love is updating all of your government paperwork right now.
Yeah.
Before anything should befall anything, you know? Like, obviously, continue calling your representatives, even if they are Democrats, to make sure that your voice is heard about things like the fucking SAVE Act. Ridiculous. But just in case shit goes sideways and the Democrats cave a fucking again, like they just did on ICE funding, etc., get your papers in order so that you can prove who you are at the ballot box if you guts it, you know? I know that there's like fees for every single time you have to do that, whether it's a passport or a certified birth certificate or a marriage, like there's always going to be fees involved. So, you know, that's going to be tough for a lot of people. But if you possibly can, do it now. Get the gears of bureaucracy working now, because boy, will they slow down even more later. And it would be great to have all your shit in order, so that you can continue to vote regardless of anything else. Yeah, update your shit. Have a means to be allowed out of the country, I think, is also my lady love. When I realized that my whole family could leave the country but me, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's not great. I'm glad that you did something about that.
Yeah, we kept the kids' passports updated.
I mean, luckily
for myself.
Once you're an adult and have a passport, it's easy to forget once it's expired because it lasts 10 fucking years.
Yeah. I was a completely different human when I got my passport. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's my lady love. Take care of yourselves in all the possible ways, including, but not limited to, government documentation. And maybe change your name back. Maybe turn this into like a net positive or something. Who knows? Look, do you.
All right, listener. Keep being a
fun
badass,
book to come back with.
And it was a lot of fun. Keep being a badass and love yourself as much as we love.
You love Cookie Monster, Wood Chipper. And Pretty Murder Bird.
Part of me really wants to say fucking a donkey, but I don't actually love fucking a donkey.
I don't remember what piece of media that is from, but it's hilarious to me. It's almost reminiscent of like a Borat kind of a situation, you know, but I don't think it's Borat. Anyway.
Yeah. Actually, you know, we didn't even like get into it enough in this episode, but like I need you to go read this book just so that you can understand how important Morpheus, the pretty murder bird, is and how much he is important to this book as a whole. So yeah, keeping a badass and love yourself as much as you love a pretty murder bird.
M is for murder, it's good enough for me.
Nom nom.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. Next week, we'll be back with a Sapphic and NB historical called A Rare Find by Joanna Lowell.
Heaving Bosoms is produced by us, Melody Carlisle and Sabrina Bradley. Editing is done by me, Melody Carlisle. Our theme music is by the incredible singer-songwriter Brittany Fonts, and our art is by the ultra-talented author Kate Pryor. If you like our show, remember to follow us on your favorite podcast app, rate us 5 stars, and leave a review. That one small action is a huge way to help the show. If you want to get in touch with us for advertising inquiries or anything else, you can email us at heavingbosomespodcast@gmail.com. If you want more of us, visit patreon.com/heavingbosomspodcast. You can also find us on Instagram at Heaving Bosoms, on TikTok at Heaving_Bosoms, and in our Facebook group, the Heaving Bosoms Geriatric Friendship Cult. See you next week.
Nobody does selling better than Shopify. Shopify is the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret, with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts go abandoned and way more sales going through. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. On the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout that Skims uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period for 3 months at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
The secret is out. With millions of younger-looking customers across the country, Plexiderm is one of the most highly sought-after products on the market. It visibly shrinks under eye bags and smooths out crow's feet in minutes, and the effects last up to 10 hours. Influencers love it, magazines feature it, and people just can't get enough of it. As a matter of fact, Elle magazine gave it an Editor's Choice Award as Best Instant Wrinkle Filler for 2025. In as little as 10 minutes, Plexiderm reduces the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, and those dreaded under-eye bags. So yes, you can look years younger in minutes, and the effects last for hours. No surgery, no gimmicks, just results. The best news, you can try Plexiderm for only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Don't wait. Order Plexiderm today. Visit plexiderm.com/special. That's plexiderm.com/special. Paid for by Sheer Science.